In this segment, we're going to be talking about how you use metric to run your organization. Metrics is really a special form of statistics, and I know a lot of people probably will balk a little when they hear the word statistics, because a lot of people think that statistics are things that you put together in order to prove your point. You should think of metrics as the key numbers that you need to tell you, is your organization doing the right thing? It's really important that you select the right kind of metrics. You want to make sure you don't start chasing the wrong kind of things because numbers told you to go and do something. So before you start collecting data, before you start measuring things, you need to understand, what do I want to do with these numbers? So first of all, if you can't do anything based on what the numbers tell you, it's not a good metric. Metrics need to be actionable, meaning that once you get some numbers back, you should know what you want to do if the numbers go up or if they go down. In some cases, going down is good. It's like we had euthanized animals in the past and we are euthanizing fewer. That's a good thing. So think about that in advance. Don't wait for the numbers to show something. Think about what you need to do and think about the specific actions that you can do in the organization. Second, your numbers should really reflect what it is that you want to do. So you should limit the number of metrics you try to track. Don't go overboard trying to measure everything without understanding, does it support what it is that your vision is, what your mission is, what your strategic plan tells you that you should be doing. Make sure that you can tie individual metrics directly back to your plans. Next, it should be possible to collect and calculate metrics easily. Many people spend a lot of time doing data collection manually, and I think it's important that you, as soon as you start deciding on which of the metrics that you want to use, that you think about how can your systems help you do this automatically. So if you have a good shelter system, make sure that you can get the reports that you need that show you, are you getting the results that you want. Next, metrics are really about actions that you want to take. So make sure that when you have a good metric for your organization, you know who owns that. The person who measures should also be the person who owns the outcome, so that there is a commitment to make the right corrective and preventive actions once you understand what's going on. There are a lot of industry metrics in the nonprofit world. We have things like Charity Navigator, Charity Watch, and so on, star ratings, assessment of how do you spend your money, and so on. And it is important that you understand, are these metrics that are important to you, and how do you want to use them? Generally, the numbers that are public, the Charity Navigator and the Charity Watch, are looked at by a lot of people. Your donors will look at these and say, is this an organization that I want to give my money to because I understand that they're doing good things with the money that's being donated? So things like ratios of fundraising to operational cost, or how much is spent on salaries and so on, are all things that are in the public domain, and they all mean something to people. So having a good rating by these organizations is probably an important thing if you want to attract the right donors. Metrics that are internal are really something that you should share with your entire organization, and most importantly with your board. So make sure that you can stand by the metrics that you start collecting. There's nothing as bad as committing to collecting something, saying that we are going to use this, and then when you don't act on it and you can't do what you've set out to do, that you then abandon it. So make sure that before you start that you understand exactly how you're going to handle things if it's really bad, and if you don't know immediately what to do about it and so on. But stay with the program, make sure that you continue these, and make sure you constantly assess, are these the things that drive the organization forward. We have a number of examples from real organizations that I'll share with you, but I will also encourage you to read Jan Scarlett's book about metrics in nonprofit organizations. It's a great example of how you drive your organization using the right metrics.